Hey, what's going on? It's Ryan Stewman here, and I want to give you some tips on how to work from home. I have worked from home for almost 10 years now, and at least 3 days a week I just stay home. And the reason why I stay home 3 days a week is it just saves me the time driving in traffic to the office. And so I want to share with you some of the things that's allowed me to be successful at home. I have my wife, I wouldn't say she's a stay-at-home mom, but she stays at home. And she works her ass off, and our kids are in school, but she stays at home. Prior to that, she was a stay-at-home mom. She took care of our kids, and they were there too. Right now, with the whole state being on lockdown, our kids aren't in school, so they're home. There's 3 kids that I have, 3 sons, awesome little princes of mine. And I just want to give you guys some tips because a lot of you are new to this. You're used to going to an office and having a cubicle or an office to lock yourself inside of and stay focused and everything else. And I just want to give you some tips. Number 1, you need to communicate with your spouse and your children. You need to say, listen, right now, I'm unable to go to the office. And since I'm unable to go to the office, I've got to designate this area, whether it's a room or a part of the house. Like originally, when I worked from home, I lived in a very small house. And so there was a part of the kitchen that had a little area there, and I just sat my laptop there and I let the family know. At that time we only had 1 kid, and I said, hey, just don't come in the kitchen during these hours because I'll let you know when it's time to come in the kitchen. And I don't say that as like a controlling person, but since I don't have an office to go to, I need you to be on the same level with me. So number 1, communicate with your spouse and children about the area. It's like, since I'm not going to the office, you have to respect and treat that when I am in this area of the house, it is no different than when I'm not in the house and I'm in my office. But if you don't communicate with them and you expect them just to automatically think that way, they won't. Right? The temptation will be there for the children to come in and be like, daddy's home or mommy's home. The temptation will be for your spouse to come in and be like, you looking for an afternoon delight, right? And who can turn that down, right? So let's just be real. First, you need to communicate, hey, when I'm in this area and I'm working, treat it as if I'm away from the house and in the office. Number 2, you need a no ambush rule. Okay, no ambush means don't just pop up on me or call me because you need me, right? When I'm in the house, now I'm fortunate enough to where I have a door on my office. But when I'm in the house, I don't, like my wife doesn't go, hey, Ryan, the kids don't go, daddy, right? Because they know not to disturb me, okay? There's no ambushes. They can't just come in to the office, right? I can't be in the middle of writing a blog or having a Zoom or having a conversation with people and then they ambush me and now all of a sudden they're on Zoom or they interrupt my YouTube video or my training or something like that. So again, that goes back to communication, but communicate with them, number 1, and then number 2, set up a no ambush rule. I even have a no ambush rule in the office, in like our main corporate office. When my door is shut, there's actually a little hotel hanger on there that says do not disturb. And the employees that work with me, they know that if they come and they knock on my door while the door's shut, there will be hell to pay when I am done with them because we have a no ambush rule. Like one of the hardest things to do as a human being is focus, but it's also a superpower that we have. And nothing is worse than being in the zone and focused and somebody fucking ambush you and sidetrack that focus and it take you 10, 15, 20 minutes to get back in the zone and refocus again. What a colossal waste of time. Number 3 is stay focused, right? When you're at home, resist the temptation to get on Pornhub, damn it. Especially if you're single and you're by yourself. Like, do your Pornhub shit in the nighttime. Don't do it during the 9 to 5 or in my case, 5 to 10. I work from 5 in the morning to about 10 o'clock at night. So resist the temptation to like go rub one out real quick. I'm just being real with you, right? Resist the temptation to log into social media and see what conspiracy theory friends are into. Resist those distractions and stay focused. If your job is to make calls, if your job is to send emails, do those things. Stay focused on those things. Set up a calendar. Okay, that'd be number 4. Set up a calendar that tells you exactly what to do. You know, for me, I live and die by this thing. I look at my phone as the boss, okay, because I don't have a boss. I am the boss. And I really don't even look at myself as a boss. I'm the leader. So as a leader, I have to be the example for the other people that are expecting me to lead them. And so I don't have anybody hovering over me, managing me. So I have a calendar. Every single detail of my day is tracked on this calendar, including the time that I'm making this video. That's something that's calendared event on my Google Calendar is what I use. You don't have to go download a fancy calendar or whatever. You can use the one that came with your iPhone, or you can use Google Calendar like I do. It's real simple. You don't have to go pay money for it. It's free. Then you just log in your time. And so guess what? When you run out of stuff to do on your calendar, you can take off for the rest of the day. If you haven't done everything on your calendar, the calendar is your time manager. It's the person saying, hey, at 11 o'clock, you said you were going to do this. Hey, at 1 o'clock, you said you were going to do this. Did you do it? That's how you hold yourself accountable. That's how you stay focused. Another tip for working from home is find a quiet area. Okay, what I like to do is find a quiet area of the house and then turn something on in the background called alpha waves. Alpha waves, you can get it on Spotify. It sounds something like this. Let me show you real quick. It's a real simple noise in the background that actually sets it up to where it's stuff that stimulates your mind, okay? So it's things that come in the background, so you should be able to hear it right now. And just turn it down quiet. I'm gonna turn it up loud for the purposes of this video. Okay, but so these alpha waves are to help boost productivity. They unlock some type of fancy shit inside of your brain. But like, instead of having rap music or rock and roll music or country music or whatever you're into in the background, turn on something that's meditative and helps you focus. Alpha waves is what I use when I'm writing my blog posts, when I'm creating my creativity posts and everything else, when I'm writing on Facebook, when I'm making ideas and my moves, when I'm reading books, when I'm communicating with, even when I'm on sales calls, I have alpha waves very low in the background to where the people on the call can't hear it, but I can hear it because it's helping boost my mood. It's helped keeping me focused. So if you got to work from home right now, you might as well make the most of it. And I thought I'd give you some really simple yet clear things that you can do to make the most of working at home, because nothing's going to be worse than you trying to work and you're constantly ambushed by the people that are in the house with you. Nothing's worse than if you're trying to work and still make the same amount of money you've always made and you got distractions with social media or porn or comedy or YouTube or whatever it is, right? I use porn just to be funny. Nothing's worse than not communicating with people and expecting them to understand your situation and they don't, okay? And then also, having something like alpha waves to keep you focused in the background is huge. And then finding a quiet place in your living quarters to where you're just alone and away from everything is possible, because nothing's worse than if you can hear people talking in the other room. And not all of us have big houses and stuff, I get that, but just try to find, even if it's the bathroom, try to find a place that's away from everything else to where you can keep it quiet, keep the alpha waves on, and keep focused. But I just want to give you these tips from working from home, because here's what you might find out. You might find out you actually enjoy working from home. And here's the cool thing about working from home. You save money on gas, right? You're not driving back and forth. You save time because you're not stuck in traffic. And so you can actually get an extra hour and a half, or maybe for some of you even more than that, time in doing your job every day, because you're not having to actually drive and spend 30, 45 minutes to an hour driving to get to your job in the first place. You can use that time to be productive. Or instead of using that time while you would be stuck in traffic going to the office, you could use that to work out, right? To meditate, to read a book, right? Something that's going to benefit you. Just don't use that time to be lazier and make things worse for yourself. Don't use this time when you're stuck working at home to create bad habits for yourself. That's not going to help you whatsoever at all, right? Use this time to create good habits. Use this time to get even more focused, so that when you do have to go back into the office, if you might decide that it's better off for you to work from home. Your boss might like the productivity that you're getting from home, and you might get to work from home. You might get more done in a shorter period of time, right? So just make sure you create good habits, because the last thing you want to do is go back to our normal life and you've created these horrible habits for yourself where you're eating all the time or snacking or being distracted or needing to rub one out in the middle of the day or whatever your thing is, right? And now you got to go do this at work. Nobody wants to get caught at work with their pants down, trust me. So with that being said, share this with somebody who needs to hear it. Hopefully I've rewired your mind, giving you some good tips that you can share with your team and everyone else around you. And we'll catch you on the next video. Thanks.